All right, let's play a little Carolina Panthers trivia. Tell me what person has interviewed the most Carolina Panthers players one-on-one that doesn't work for the organization? Yeah, it's me. I'm Chris Jenkins. I'm with Charlotte Vibe, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel where each and every week I interview players one-on-one. And the cool thing about it is I always say I work for the fans. So I always take questions from you guys, ideas from you all, and I put that into my interviews with these players every week. And something very fun at the end of the interview is I do an activity like Office Olympics, just something really fun. And I don't always win, but that's not the point. Just so you guys can get the chance to see these players as people, not just as guys with helmets on running around on Sundays. It's really cool. So if I have your interest, please click subscribe to my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. All right, so I haven't played that video in a long time. Wanted to get that video out there. And definitely missed the player interviews. COVID is really making things different as I go to cover this team for you guys this year. Let me just get everything in place so that we can have a good time today. Give you lots of good information about this Carolina Panthers matchup versus the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. See if I got everything working yet. I think I do. So, hey, good. I want to make sure my camera's right. I got to adjust my camera just a little bit. But nevertheless, hey, good morning. Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. And we are going to get started here in just a second. Getting you up to date and prepared for this matchup. Carolina Panthers undefeated versus a very, very good Dallas Cowboys team. Give me just a second. And as always, this is an interactive show. So if you have questions, please send them on. That's why that's in the title. That's how I got the nickname Man of the People. I want to hear from you guys as far as your questions go. And I will always do everything I can to get those questions answered. Let's see here. There we go. Here we go here. Here we go here. EQ. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, get you all up to date for this matchup here today. Get all my notes in front of me properly. What's up, Leroy Miller? All right, thanks everybody for the patience. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So today's matchup, Dallas, Texas, the Carolina Panthers are taking on the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. I'm going to be reporting live from Charlotte as I did not make the trip. Still, you know, got the babies a little bit over a week old. I don't know if you guys can see any redness in the eyes, but, you know, I'm making it through, still doing what I love to do, taking care of the family, is also keeping you up to date with the Panthers and the Cowboys matchup. So let's talk about last week. The Carolina Panthers are 3-0. Second trip to to Texas. Last week they were in Houston. They defeated the Houston Texans. Final score in that game was 24-9. Cowboys are 2-1, just playing Monday night after defeating the Philadelphia Eagles 41-21, which is also the team that the Carolina Panthers will be playing this upcoming week here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So this matchup today are two division leading teams. You got the Carolina Panthers leading the NFC South, and you got the Dallas Cowboys leading the NFC East. These teams have played 14 times. Anybody want to guess what that record is? They played 14 times. Dallas leads the series 9-5. And you know what? I don't know if you guys have any great memories of the these matchups with the Carolina Panthers and Cowboys. I've been following this team professionally for about 15 years, but I've been following them since they were in Carolina. And I remember, to me, one of the greatest times we beat the Carolina Panthers. I feel like it was great because it was early on, it was exciting, it was new to the Carolina was new to the NFL, and we beat them at home for in a playoff game. And it was crazy being at the game. That was exciting as well. But nevertheless, the Dallas Cowboys lead the series 9-5, even though the Carolina Panthers have won the last two, including that great Thanksgiving game a couple years ago when the Carolina Panthers were on the verge of going undefeated for the entire season. And speaking of undefeated, this is the first time since that undefeated season that the Carolina Panthers, since the Super Bowl season in 2015, that the Carolina Panthers have started off the season 4-0. Alrighty. Let's continue to move through a few things. Leroy Miller said, fast defense might over pressure. Hey, Leroy, would you mind expanding on that for me just a little bit so I can make sure that I understand your question there, sir? Please. Shy is not going to play. Ask me about Shy Smith. Shy Smith will not be playing today. So also before this video broadcast is over, I'm going to be going over the inactive list for the day. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's keep on moving through this pregame show. And I love the questions. I will always stop and answer the questions. So please continue to submit those questions over to me to answer. All right, what I got next for you guys. So let's go over some interesting facts. I got a ton, but I didn't want to bore you with just fact. But a few things that I thought was pretty cool that I wanted to share with you all about this Carolina Panthers team. All right, here's the first one. Let me fix the screen just a little bit. Here's the first one. Average time of possession. We are very high in this ranking for the league. We're actually in second place with a 35-minute and 12-second average time of possession, only led or surpassed by the Denver Broncos. And I just had to laugh at that. Sometimes fans are really critical about, hey, we shouldn't let this guy go or we shouldn't let that guy. Of course, Teddy Bridgewater is quarterbacking Denver Broncos, doing a pretty good job. So it's kind of interesting to see. But, hey, to me, Teddy Bridgewater was a good guy. So I'm happy to see his success that he's having in Denver. But Denver's number one in that average time of possession. Let's go for interesting fact number 2. And I see you loading me up with some questions, Leroy. I appreciate it. Keep it coming. I'm going to get through these interesting facts, and then I'm going to go to the next one. This one's really good because we always talk about this Carolina Panthers team and first half coming out doing good, second half coming out, and whether it's the offense or the defense, but something being stagnant in that second half. I got to screw up. I did not do a good job of lining that camera up. Something being stagnant in that second half. So here's a fact that will be intriguing to many. Did you know we have the second highest point differential in the first half? And I put here in my notes, I could share a lot more, but we're a pretty darn good first half team. Yeah, we have the second highest point differential in the league, and we got to carry it through to the second half. It's I forget what the actual stat was. Let me see if I can find the actual point differential. Probably can pretty quickly. I got my notes still up here. And I see you with another question, so I'm going to come to that as well. All right, so yeah, I found it here in my notes. So guesses. First half point differential that the Carolina Panthers have. We are second highest in that category. I want to see if you all will leave a comment and give me a guess. And then I'm going to get to Leroy's questions and Yedaya. Hopefully I got that right. Give you a second to see if anybody want to take a guess. My son's crying, I hear him. So here's the difference. 34 points is our point differential for this Carolina Panthers team through the first 3 games. We have scored 40 points. We have allowed 6 points. Number 1 team, I think you guys call it, I forget what the joke name is for the Buffalo Bills, but the Buffalo Bills are number 1. Not a big surprise here because Sean McDermott did such a good job here in Carolina for so many years, and now he's been doing a good job up in Buffalo for, I think this is his 3rd year up there. Buffalo leads in that category with a 37-point differential. So let me see if I can do this properly and get your questions up here on the screen. Let's see. Well, look at all that. Let's see. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get this done properly. All right. Didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. But Yadia Fair says, do you think we can win against the Dallas Cowboys? And absolutely, I think we can win. I think this team can win against the Dallas Cowboys. I've been saying this week in some other videos about the fact that I feel like these next 2 weeks, this Cowboys matchup and then the Philadelphia Eagles matchup, to me, this is a pretty good litmus test. I'm combining them both. I can't just put it all the weight on this one because I feel like this game is a road game, and any good team can still not be as great on the road. And is this our first game? No, this is our second game on the road in Texas. But it's a tough team, and you're in their home field. So I want to give a little bit of weight to the Dallas Cowboys for that. And then next week we play the Philadelphia Eagles. So if we play this game today tight or competitively, and then we win against the Philadelphia Eagles, I feel like we are going to have a good, surprisingly, season. But also on the question about do I think we can beat the Dallas Cowboys, here's something that has not been talked about very much that is pretty good advantage for us. And that is, how long have we had to prepare for the Dallas Cowboys? It's been about 10 days. You know, not only have we had a lot of time to prepare for the Dallas Cowboy team, we also, every player got a chance to sit at home Monday night, watch the game live, broadcast, and watch this team play, and then still go further into some study whereas the Dallas Cowboys, they were playing Monday night. So they have a short week. So you have a team in the Carolina Panthers that are coming off a long week, have plenty of time to study and prepare. And I love having Coach Rule, Brady, and Snow, these masterminds and these statistics guys and this big old data analytics team having that extra time to plan for the Dallas Cowboys. So I feel like there is an absolute heck yeah, great chance that the Carolina Panthers can be successful and beat the Dallas Cowboys today. Appreciate the question. Gap contact may be a problem. So yeah, Leroy, this Dallas Cowboy defense is very, very good, and it's going to be our toughest challenge so far of the season. But we're also going to be the Dallas Cowboys' toughest challenge of the season because our defense is crazy good, and our defense has some really crazy ways that we get after the quarterback and confuse people. So I like it. I like it. Give me just 1 second here. I think I'm going to fix something. I want to be able to show your questions on the screen. See if I can get this one going right here. Look at there, look at there, look at there. Taylor Styles, always appreciate you joining in, asking a question. This game is a good measuring stick. I also think it's important on how we will respond to the result of this game next week. Hey, appreciate you, Taylor Styles. I cannot agree with you more. That is 1,000% how I feel about this matchup. Very good measuring stick for both teams, actually. For both teams, this is a pretty good game today. Again, both of these teams lead their division. Carolina 3-0, Dallas Cowboys 2-1. Dallas leading the NFC South. Dallas leading the NFC East. Carolina Panthers leading the NFC South. So really, really good matchup. All right, let me go ahead and get through a few more things for you all. Each week, during the pregame show, I also love to break down the stats. Top 10 on defensive side, top 10 on offensive side. And you can guess as great as this team is playing on the defensive side. And the offense is doing good, too. Offense is doing good. Sam Darnold is having his best career as a pro by far, but it's only 3 games in. But so far, he's having his best career as a pro. So I'm going to go through both sides. I'm going to go through the offensive side and the defensive side. And then, again, keep loading me up with your questions. Once I get through this segment, I will come back out and answer more questions for you, okay? Let's get to the offensive side. All right, let me go ahead and bring this up. Offensive top 10 stats, total yards per game. We are at 191, and that seems a little weird. Is that stat right? 191? Give me just a second. That stat doesn't seem like I got the number right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's way off. Let me correct that for you, because that just did not seem right. I mean, that could be something that Sam Darnold has in a half. So let me get the updated stat up here for you. I don't know where I got that number from. In a while. 2, 4. Give me just a second, you all. Live TV, so whenever I mess up with my graphic, you all get to see that. All right, let me fix this really quick. I don't know what I was doing. Hey, anything that I mess up, I got to blame it on the baby. In a good way. Lack of sleep for the baby. Total yards per game. 390. 10th. Passing net yards per game. 284. 8th. 10th. All right. Thank you for your patience. Let me get this back up on the screen for you. Much better looking number here. So total yards per game, we currently rank 10th in the league with 390. It's 0.3, but I don't like to put out those decimals. And then our passing net yards per game, we are currently 8th in the league with 284. So those are some of the offensive categories that we lead the league in. Panthers buzz. Panthers number 1. Appreciate you joining, logging in. Look at that. Got to get a fan some love. You guys make me feel the love, so I got to give it back. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look on the defensive side of the ball. Got a lot of good stuff happening on the defensive side of the ball. Let me make sure I bring up the right one. It looks correct, so let me go ahead and bring it up. Defensively, this team is pretty good. Definitely going to give Dak Prescott a good test today as he takes on the Carolina Panthers. So our total yards allowed per game, 191. This is on the defensive side. We are first. Again, sticking all this on the defensive side. Rushing yards per game, we're only allowing 45 yards per game. And I can tell you this, like if we can keep Kamara, that we've played recently, and then we keep Ezekiel Elliott, under 50 yards, that's a lot of goodness. That's a lot of goodness. Moving on, rushing yards per attempt. Obviously, this is going to be low because we're keeping the rushing total yards low. This is 2.65, and everything. This is where we are rated first. Passing net yards per game, 146. And this one is one that fans will love. Sacks. Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick they got a little friendly wager about who's going to get the most sacks, but it's great looking. 14 leading the league in sacks there. Third down efficiency, 21.2. You almost could say deficiency because, again, these are defensive stats that I'm giving to you here. So what our defense is doing, locking up the opponent each week. And then points allowed per game at just 10. Keeping that up will give you a lot of victories during the season. So Carolina Panthers looking pretty good right there. Hey, got a few notable connections. This will be players from either side that have played for either team. Will Grier is a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, so that is a notable connection, as well as left tackle for the Carolina Panthers, Cameron Irving, previously played for the Dallas Cowboys. So good. Will Grier, former Panther, now Dallas Cowboy, and Cameron Irving, former Cowboy, current Carolina Panthers. Those are your cool, notable connections this week for this matchup. Checking my notes here, making sure that I went over everything. Yeah, I'll give you all a few more moments to type in any questions. Again, all these shows, if you haven't hit the bell notification, please do so. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Certainly helps, goes a long way with me getting players on the show and interviews with them and bring you all some unique content, in which I love to do. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to bring up the inactive list and also give you all a chance for any more questions that you want to shoot through. All right. All right, I grabbed it here, so about to pull it up on the screen right now. David, I appreciate your question that you just put up on the screen. Give me a second. I'm going to get these inactives out there and then come to your question or your statement as well. Alrighty, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen. All right, here are your inactives for today. And this is also, hey, I love you guys' questions, and I don't have to take you through what it takes sometimes to be a reporter and get this. I don't care. I just want you to know that I'm always working for you. I had to go through a lot of information yesterday because I was asked about Christian McCaffrey traveling to the game, and I wanted to be very accurate in that information. I know you guys rely on me for accurate information, and Christian McCaffrey didn't travel with the team, and no surprise is inactive today. But appreciate you all asking any question that you have about this Carolina Panther team. Defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos, he is inactive. Shi Smith, which you asked me about, is also inactive. Deontay Brown, inactive. Michael Jordan, inactive. Phil Hoskins, inactive. And Clay Johnston, inactive. So I'll leave that up on the screen for just a split second. I didn't say the positions, but you can see there the list of inactives for today. All righty here. So let's go ahead and get through a few more comments that have come through, and then we'll be joining you all for the game. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to do. Sometimes I can hit the wrong button. All right. This is just a comment here. David Screws, this team is special. Can't wait to watch this game. I'm very confident in this team. Appreciate you, David. I love the picture of, I'm assuming that's a child of yours, perhaps up there, but it looked pretty cool. Yeah, this is my feelings on this team, and the season outlook will come a lot more profound the next 2 weeks. Today we'll start to shape that, and yeah, appreciate it. And then Hyper Fox, let me see if I can get your comment up here. I appreciate your comment tremendously. Let's see if I can get this back to working here. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Let me try this one more time. It didn't work. But nevertheless, Hyper Fox said, dang, your camera is high quality. Hey, we done had to go through a few struggles this year and getting things to work properly. But yes, that is part of what I want to bring to y'all, is not only just good content, but high quality camera, high quality audio, good production, and just great resource. So I love being a resource. Again, if you have questions for players, for coaches, for me, if you have players that you want me to talk to during the week and ask some questions, I work for you guys. I want to be the number one source that fans go to say, hey, this outlet can get questions. They don't just say what they want us to know. They actually go straight to the player or coach and get the information and bring it back to us. So we're the only outlet that can do this on a live video. There's certainly AM radio, which is pretty cool. But I like to bring you a different way and do it with live broadcast, answering questions. So one more question that I got before I get out of here. How do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys? So, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are a pretty solid looking team. I mean, they've had to, their loss was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that's in our division. And if we want to make it into the playoffs, you know, that's a team that we're going to face twice later on in the season. But this Dallas Cowboys team is a really balanced, complete team. They have Dak Prescott, which leads them, and really a lot of people say he's like a coach on the field with the intelligence that he brings, the flexibility that Mike McCarthy gives him in calling plays, and just his talent. And he gets the ball out of his hands extremely quickly, which is something that's a good skill, but you have to, it's one thing to get the ball out of your hands quickly. It's another great super thing to be able to get the ball out of your hands quickly and make a successful completion. I mean, some guys could just get rid of the ball and it's going anywhere. That doesn't help you. But Dak and Sam have some pretty good stats, but I think Sam is about a 70% completion. Dak is closer to about a 77, 78% completion. So he's getting the ball out of his hands fast, and he's getting it completed to some great wide receivers. And then on the defensive side, the Dallas Cowboys are impressive. They have some top 10 categories as well. Now, they're not ranked as high as the Carolina Panthers, but they are still a pretty good team defensively. So should be a good game. Of course, all the attention this week across the NFL is going to be Tampa Bay and New England Patriots, and that's deservedly so. I mean, Tom Brady has, what, 6, 7 Super Bowls? And don't jump at me in the comments. I don't know. But Tom Brady has a crazy amount of Super Bowls. That's going to be your national game for sure. But this one here, really good game. All right. David says the defense is on pace to break NFL records. And, yeah, that's my 2-year-old son in the picture, which is a Panthers fan. Very cool, David. Very cool. I appreciate you all signing on. So, hey, I am going to sign off. Look for another post-game show. That's going to happen typically within 2 hours of the game ending. I'll have stats. I'll have coach interviews. I'll have player interviews. And the best way to follow along and talk with me during the game is on Twitter. All right. Hey, and supporting the channel, hit that like button. We also sell some shirts, which you can see in the description, to go and shop our store. All right. Appreciate everybody. Game time is in less than an hour.